Do you ever have the feeling that the room is spinning around you? Everyone's talking, things are swirling, everything's happening at the same time, and it's just spinning around you in the room, and you're in the center trying to absorb it, and it's just overwhelming. Well, that's me right now, but I'm going to explain to you why. You're listening to the PHEC podcast, episode 330. The field of public health is so broad, overlapping multiple industries. With epidemiology at the core of public health, there are an unlimited number of ways to target specific populations, health conditions, environmental issues, and causes that matter most to you. My name is Dr. Huntley, and I'm the host here on the Public Health Epidemiology Conversations podcast. I'm an epidemiologist, consultant, and entrepreneur with over 20 years of experience in healthcare and public health. On this podcast, my guests and I engage in conversations that demonstrate the importance of public health and epidemiology across a variety of industries, helping you think outside the box and inspire greater positive impact in communities around the world. Now, let's dive into the topic of this brand new episode. Greetings, everyone, and thank you for joining me on this episode. This episode is completely different. I decided that I wanted to share with you in real time the overwhelm, the crazy, the hectic chaos. That's a great word. If I had to say one, chaos that's happening right now. But not all chaos is bad. There's a very good reason, and I'm forever optimist. So I can, quickly search for the lesson in this or see the brighter side of it. But it's kind of messy right now. So at the time of this recording, we have just launched the open enrollment for the Public Health Consulting and Entrepreneurship Expo for 2024. So enrollment opened Monday, December 4th, and within the first 24 to 48 hours, there was so much going on, good, bad, and all in between, and it was just circling around. And I felt like I was frantically trying to put out fires here and there and handling multiple things at the same time. There's a lot of reasons why I'm sharing this in real time. I think it's because while it's happening, I usually will share something after it's been resolved and summarize the takeaways, but I'm sharing with you in the moment. So I think there's a lot of value there. Also, because enrollment is still open. In fact, the time this releases will be on a Monday. So that means that if you're listening to this episode the day that it's published, you still have time to enroll in the Expo. Enrollment will still be open for a few more days. It's open through December 15th. So there's a little value in the end. And hopefully a lot of the stuff I'm talking about now will have settled down and will be in a nice flow, kind of coasting to the end of this enrollment cycle. But right now, everything is fresh. So I can tell you this, we did a great job of getting you all excited about the Expo because from the very first moment, we sent the first announcement to the group of you that joined the wait list because I wanted there to be some reward for being on the wait list. I shared with you a lot of details toward the end of last week, and I wanted you to have the first opportunity to enroll and sign up. And also, I had already decided on what the early bird special would be. I like to reward action takers instead of necessarily waiting till the last minute. Those people that decide and take action early, I like to reward that. So I had come up with I was excited about the early bird special, and apparently you all were excited, but I didn't announce it in advance. I just had it ready. So we sent an email out to the people that were on the wait list. They got that one first thing in the morning. And honestly, I was in another aspect of the business doing other things while this was happening. But that email announcement went out. People got real excited and some people signed up right away. And a few people had some technical issues. We had some people that were having some trouble with the link. And you may be listening to this and say, oh yeah, that happened to me. When you looked at the information on the landing page for the enrollment and you scroll down and go through it all and then you decide, okay, I want to enroll. Well, when people would click the link, it would take them to a checkout page, but there were some weird things happening. There's like a little flickering and people weren't able to enter their information in, so they couldn't enroll and pay for the program. And some people may have had, got to that point and then just kind of like, okay, well, I'll do this later and moved on. But some people were really upset because, well, of course it's frustrating, but they also my action takers were really upset because they wanted that early bird special. They wanted to make sure that they got in the count to be able to get that early bird. So they were sending emails to my support team. My support team was my team is small, but they're very invested and very caring, and they're trying to troubleshoot and respond to what they were receiving. They weren't getting a lot of messages, but the few that they were receiving were very intense because people were like, I'm trying to pay for this, and sending screenshots of what was happening. And they were trying to problem solve and troubleshoot. We eventually got tech support involved, but this was a little later in the day because, again, all of this is happening on one side of the business. I'm somewhere on the other side of the business. Actually, I'll pause there. I'll tell you exactly what I was doing. I was hosting a live workshop. We had members of my mastermind group. I don't talk about this mastermind group a whole lot, but we have a group of public health entrepreneurs that are in a mastermind that really was born out of the last Expo. But that's a whole different program. But we had members in there, and we had planned a 2024 goals and strategy planning workshop. I was facilitating that workshop. We had multiple, I think there may be 5 or 6 worksheets that go in a packet that you get. And I was delivering that live. So my mastermind group was there. It was I think we spent about an hour and a half together. And of course, if you facilitate a workshop like this, there's a lot of preparing on the front end. You're focused, really diving in. And I was really ready. I was like super coach, all geared up. We did a deep dive. I know all of them so well, and it helped me to really customize it and deliver it. But at the very same time, I also knew that I wanted to record this because this is bonus content for the people who enroll in the Expo. So we had a beginning session where the mastermind group is together, and then they sort of remove themselves from the stage. I use StreamYard. Side note, a lot of exciting things. StreamYard is a sponsor of the Expo for 2024. We are over the top excited about that. We use StreamYard for so many things. You're going to hear me talk about StreamYard so much more. But I use StreamYard for my live streaming on LinkedIn. If you've ever seen any of our LinkedIn lives, well, we use StreamYard to facilitate that. At any rate, the strategic planning workshop, I used StreamYard because I wanted to be able to bring everyone on, visible on the stage, and then I kind of removed them. And then I was just on video, sharing my screen, going through the training. And then at the end, I brought everyone else back on to answer their questions and pour into them. And we, talked a little bit more. So that middle portion is being saved as bonus content for the Expo. That alone to me would be worth the Expo, because there's it's hard to sometimes know how to plan your goals for the year and to put them, maybe you can come up with the goal, but to break it down into a focal area, but break it down to quarterly goals, or maybe down to monthly, even down to weekly, what you need to be doing and focusing on. So I'm very excited about being able to have that. And that was also very much my intention, to record it in a way with my live group, because they bring out the best of me when I'm live with the group. So it's just a win-win all the way around. So I'm over here doing that, pouring into the group there, draining my little introvert battery, but it was perfectly fine. About lunchtime, I check in with the team, and all these little fires are going on around the launch of the Expo with the technical issues and the emails, and the team's trying to pull it together. So at that point is when I reached out, and we got our technical support involved to try to troubleshoot that, because I thought, well, if we have a small group here, and we have some people already signed up, so some people were clearly not having a problem with it, but some people were. And I thought, for those that reached out to us, then there's probably people that got frustrated and just walked away from it. So I was a little concerned, and we didn't want anyone to have a frustrating experience. So I got that going, and all of these things are happening at the same time, right? So let's also remember, I do have a consulting business of my own. So I'm managing multiple client projects. I have a data team, and they're working on projects, and I'm managing some client projects, preparing a proposal for a very new and exciting opportunity. And I need to have some energy for that because that's really important. I take a lot of those details. I take that to heart and when I'm putting those together. And then I'm sketching out plans for something new that we're going to be leading here locally in my local regional area here in 2024 that I need to put some fine tuning kind of points on. So all of these things around the consulting business are also happening. Some of that stuff needed to happen on that day, but all of those are top of mind for this week. So I've got that going on while I've got the Expo stuff going on. And then I've got this workshop I'm just walking away from facilitating. And it's just a lot of moving parts. I love that my team is so caring and supportive. That's such a gold nugget for me to have a team like this, but everyone is, so concerned, but we were able to resolve, the issues. We got folks that need to get enrolled, and we send out an email to let everyone know, hey, we had some hiccups. If you had ran into this problem, it's all fixed. Go back and get signed up. So it is that's all in the first 24 to 48 hours of open enrollment. It's just incredible. I mean, if you're listening to this in real time, enrollment's open through December 15th, the end of the day on December 15th, which is Friday. And I'm preparing to take off right after that. So I'm taking off some time at the end of December. I'm going to relax. I'm going to rest and get ready, because right after the new year, we are launching the program activities for the Expo. We're starting January 2nd, and I've got 6 weeks of online content ready, prepared, excited. And then we're going to meet in Florida for those of you that are opting in for that. And my goodness, people are excited about Florida. And I'm excited because that was so magical. What we did that first time we had the in-person in Florida retreat, 2023 was phenomenal. So I am so excited that people are ready for that in 2024. I want us to sell out. There's a good chance that by the time you hear this, we have already sold out for Florida. That would be wonderful for me to already have that filled. But if there is an opportunity, if it is still open, I would encourage you to grab that, because it's going to be great. But let me also, I mentioned a lot of details before about the Expo. I won't go into all of that, but I do want to touch on a couple other things for you. We've got, I get excited about presenters and speakers for the Expo every single year. Honestly, sincerely, that's the highlight for me. This year is no exception. Well, there is an exception. I'm excited, but the speakers are different this year. We have a completely different type of lineup, but they are phenomenal. We have experts facilitating workshops on topics. Now, these are going to be live workshops during that first 6 weeks. So the topics will include how to legally protect your business. We have a lawyer speaking to us on that. Bookkeeping for entrepreneurs. We have a bookkeeper coming to speak to us. We have someone sharing on tips for responding to RFPs, hot topic for entrepreneurs and consultants. And then we also have an expert. Oh my gosh, she is amazing. She's in sales and she trains the best. And she's going to speak to us on value pricing for your offers. If you've ever coached with me, if you've ever been my client in coaching, we've talked about, value-based pricing, package pricing versus hourly rates. So she's going to talk to us about value pricing for our offers. And I'm excited to have her expertise leading a workshop as well. So all of those are live workshops during that online Expo experience. And there's so much more. There's a lot of on-demand workshops on topics to help you get started, finding clients, networking. Don't forget the bonus recording for setting your goals for 2024, that whole strategic planning workshop. You'll have access to that as well. It's just going to be great. If you are listening and it's before the end of the day on December 15th, and you have not checked out the Expo and you're interested in exploring entrepreneurship, or if you've already started, you have a business and you want to be with other professionals, grow and accelerate, level up your business, then you don't want to miss this. The URL, the website to go to is publichealthexpo.com. And that's just all together, publichealthexpo, expo.com. Once you're there, you'll be able to explore all the details and enroll. If you happen to be listening to this and enrollment has already closed, if it's after December 15th, please join the wait list, because time passes quickly. You'll forget about it. But we won't forget about you. If you join the wait list, we'll be able to keep you up to date and you won't miss out on the next one. And I promise you the next one's going to be even better because we've already started planning it. It aligns with the release of my new book, and it's just going to be phenomenal. But let's not get too far ahead. I just want you to sign up, be there in 2024 with us. But if you do happen to be listening to us after this, make sure after the enrollment ends, make sure you join that wait list so that we can keep in touch with you and you won't miss out on any other exciting activities that go on that we provide for public health entrepreneurs. So thank you for listening all the way through this. This is very different, but I wanted to just share with you, like I said, in real time. Sometimes the chaos is super exciting, a lot of things going on, but it's still kind of messy. We're figuring things out. That's real entrepreneurship. That's real business ownership. No one just glancing across us in the news feed or glancing the page would know all of these things are going on. You wouldn't know if I didn't share it with you, but I want to share it with you because it's just the real life of this type of business. But we work it out. We figure it out, right? If you're an entrepreneur, you've already been in situations like this plenty of times, and they'll keep happening, and you learn how to navigate them better and better each time. And we always learn a whole lot in the process. And it's also a testament to no matter how organized and planned you are, things happen. You have to be able to be flexible and navigate and keep going. Your community will appreciate the way you course correct and respond to them. They care much more about that than they care about perfection. So thank you to everyone who has visited that page. If you have a few glitchy issues and you bared with us to get it all worked out, thank you. And I look forward to working with all of you who have signed up in the Expo. It's going to be great. And I guess that's really it. I'm going to get a little bit of rest so I can get through the rest of this enrollment period and prepare the next podcast episode for you as well. So until next time, have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you for listening to the Public Health Epidemiology Conversations podcast. Visit phecpodcast.com to find the show notes for each episode and to learn how to work with me.